Pizza guys of Reddit, what's the strangest thing you've seen when delivering pizzas? I live by a massive government facility. I won't name it, but it is in the DC area. This delivery was done at about 10:30 at night. I was told to ask for a Tim when I arrived at the back gate of the facility. I stopped at the gate and two black SUVs approached me. A man exited the second car and came and asked me what name he told me to ask for. I said Tim and gave him his pizza and got back in my car. Tim got back in his car on the passenger side and I turned around at the gate and left. The second car proceeded to follow me back to the pizza shop and then sat across the street for 15 minutes and only left when I made a second delivery. That was my last delivery as a pizza guy. Back in college when I used to deliver pizzas, I delivered to the local county jail. An officer was taking someone to jail. The guy going to jail, still with his hands cuffed behind his back, got away from the officer and took off as I was walking in and ran into me. I'm pretty sure this guy was tripping on meth. The officer caught up to both of us on the ground, and were able to subdue him. I was covered pizza sauce and the officers on shift took the pizza, paid and each gave me $20. I told my manager and we remade the order for the officers and I re-delivered the order. The police were grateful and I was given another tip. One deliver and I made about $400. I should add, every time they ordered pizza from us again they always requested the guy who knew how to take a charge, and would always tip me well. Good times. A previous co-worker of mine delivered pizza when he was in college and he told me that he once pulled up to a house and a group of high schoolers ran across the street with a finish line when he got there. They ordered from Pizza Hut and Domino's at the same time. I don't remember which one he worked for, but he won the race. I wanna try this now. Do it. Let me know who wins. Had someone answer the door once with a snake on his shoulders. Not like a milk snake or a garter but a ball python. Probably about 6 feet long. As he closed the door I heard him say to someone that I hadn't reacted at all. LOL, sounded so disappointed. Edit to clarify. This was almost a year ago. I am not a snake expert so it is quite possible I misidentified the species. Thanks to those who pointed out my mistake. I was delivering a pizza to a high-rise once on a Saturday night. Got in the elevator and there was a guy dressed like a pimp who tried to buy my pizza from me that I was about to deliver. He didn't even ask what kind or what size, he just pulled out a $100 bill and said I buy that for $100 and I politely turned him down. So he pulled out another $100 and offered me $200. I told him I could get fired. Man, that was hard to turn down. Here's where things get totally fucked up. When I get to the door of the guy I am delivering it to, he opens the door and is dressed like a pimp also. Like, huge colorful jacket, and he grabs the pizza and gives me a $100 bill and shuts the door. Pizza was about $35, so a $65 tip. TLDR, got the biggest tip of my life from a guy dressed like a pimp just seconds after turning down the biggest bribe of my life from another guy dressed like a pimp. Pimp friends were definitely testing the loyalty of their local pizza store. Some dude opened the apartment door completely naked. I was stunned, but what came after that made me ask myself, is he some kind of fucking magician? He put a hand behind his back and pulled a wallet. Only reasonable explanation I could give myself was that he tucked the wallet between his butt cheeks. Quite the power move, TBH. I delivered a pizza to a young girl who was home alone, and when she opened the door her dog immediately ran away. I handed her the pizza, got in my car, found the dog and returned it. She left me no tip, so I was feeling kind of salty about it on the way back to the restaurant. A few hours later her mother called the store asking to speak to me. She thanked me and explained they had left tip money, but their daughter was so upset about the dog she forgot to give it to me. I worked at this pizza place for 2 more years through college and they would get 2 large pepperoni pizzas and request me to deliver it every week after that. They always tipped me at least $25. I deliver for DoorDash and Grubhub. Sometimes pizzas. One time I picked up an order from each app. Same exact order. From the same restaurant. Both named James. To the same hotel. When I knocked on the door 2 guys were there and asked me which was I, DoorDash or Grubhub. I told them I was both and have both orders. They started to laugh really hard. When I asked what was so funny, they told me they had a bet on which one would come first. They thought it was going to be 2 different drivers and never thought one person would be using both apps. I laughed too and asked them which one was James. They told me they are both named James. I still wonder what other funny things those two guys try come up with. Customer paid with a card and he had instructions to leave the pizza on a bench in a public area. Drop it off and quickly leave the area. I left but pulled on a side street where I could see the bench. I wait probably close to 5 minutes and then I see a man bust out of a dilapidated building I thought was empty. He runs up and grabs the pizza. He spins a whole 360 degrees and he is glancing in every direction as if he was afraid he was being watched. Then he hurries back to the place and when he gets to the door he sees me and his eyes get huge and wide. Paranoid and fearful. He slammed the door shut. I just think he was tweaking or something wouldn't be out of the ordinary around here.